right now, the Stockholm champions right in front of them. The script has been written, but BDS will happily rip it up and throw it in the bin.
But it only gets more difficult from here. Everybody thinking that, sure, Furia perhaps the favorites after you knock out Moist, but BDS can't sleep on them. No easy games left.
They're sneaking back in. They're just sneaking back into this tournament bit by bit after a disastrous London major. Many questions are asked, but they're here to answer them. And Extra completely catches Furia off guard with a triple in the first 8 seconds.
Wake up call. Yeah, no one cares if you owe it at 68%. Wake up, we're here to play, we're out in front. Come catch us. What a start for BDS, I love it.
It is a ridiculous thought that after how good BDS were during the online era, after winning the full major, that they came into this and no one was talking about them. They're coming into this game and no one has been talking about them. You know what makes people talk about you? Winning a world championship, going up against G2 and silencing not just the crowd, but everybody. That one was almost a silent communication between Furia.
They've had all the pressure so far. BDS are getting back into that system that had them dominating, where they just circle around, denying clears, denying boosts, just completely smothering their opponents. Seeing how Furia will respond will be interesting, but so far, they have no response.
Trying to figure out why Yanks doesn't get a hold of this. I mean, he's in position.
Yeah.
It's through into the middle, can see it coming. I guess just had a little too much momentum carrying forward, didn't hit the brakes hard enough, and just got put over the back shoulder. Tough start for Furia. A bit of a banana peel to get off the ground rolling.
But for BDS, this has been magnificent. Get in, take all of the momentum away from Furia. They came into this knowing that they were taking the mantle as maybe the new favorites. But if we've seen anything in the past day, is that Furia have always got the fight back. This 2-goal lead will be challenged, Johnny.
Yeah, they've had the comebacks on lock. They came back 2 games down against Moist, came back multiple times in Game 7 against Moist. Both of those statistics are unheard of at this event. We have not seen, outside of the Furia Moist series, a team win after going down 3-2, 3-1, or 3-0 in a best of 7. They're the first team to do that and still the only team who have done that. Wow, starting to knock on the door here as BDS boost runs low. Seiko's got plenty. Not giving an extra, a bit stuck.
Feels like Furia really trying to press as hard as they can right here. Finally taking a moment to actually change pace of play in the corner and not just throw it into the middle and try and make something happen, but BDS well aware of how fast Furia are trying to play. It's a real double-edged sword for them because getting all over each other. Furia may concede a third one if they're not careful. That one's through everybody. Oh! It's going to come up empty, and Kaio will get him back in.
Challenge, I said they would. Challenge is what they will do. Lead cut in half. 3 minutes to work with for Furia. Now for the kickoff. Will BDS play this safe? No, they've actually lost it. Yan takes over with Kaio, starting to join him. He looks for Kaio, double commit. But fortunately for BDS, they get there first.
They've done well there. That's a much better sign defensively for BDS. It was a complete blunder from Extra that allowed the goal from Furia there. They look like they've settled back into that midfield rotation, which is looking so solid. Double on target with the reset. Way to regain Extra.
Huge recovery from Extra. Great bump from Seiko as well, taking away the recovery option from Furia on the backboard and making sure to get that all the way to the right side.
That's not corrected. He didn't even need a reset. He just had the angle perfectly unlocked.
It's the old BDS that has shown up to Dickie's Arena, the one that made everything look effortless. They were winning tournaments during the entirety of the online era easily. It became simple for them in a region that has been impossible to predict easily ever since Dignitas left the scene from being that top team. But BDS took that mantle, now looking to take the mantle of world champions. And we might get the final that many people predicted last time around.
Oh my!
Crossbar, post, not in!
Oh, what a big miss from Kaio, completely open. It was definitely a little bit awkward there, but he should be hitting the target with that redirect. And the way Furia has been playing, you'd expect him to hit the target with that redirect as well.
Off the wall, Card. Looking for a way out. Over to Kaio. For every first touch. It's an extra that has made that stage his home over the past day. Monkey Moon, saved by Kaio. Keeps Furia in it, at least for now. Now Seiko off the backboard. Furia are in survival mode in a game that they need to be finding pressure from. Card ends up leaving it. Back to Kaio. Card will chase up in the midfield. He's gonna have to go by himself. There's nobody left or right of him. Seiko re-controls. BDS are icing this game.
Really great ball control from BDS, but also at the same time, Furia trying to take away the front man. They go for a demo out in front of the ball. They may just give up the challenge and just try and demo the guy who's about to hit it. Shot on target. Monkey Moon equal to it. And Furia struggling to find any kind of gap at the moment.
Yeah, they look a bit flat here, Furia. BDS definitely hit them hard, hit them early, with some big mechanical plays in offense. No response, as of yet, by the South American team. They've definitely got plenty of levels to go to. Just an attempted pass to play, that's backboard. It's available, and this time, it is in the back of the net.
Huge passing play from Furia. Card, way to not think too hard about it. Don't try and beat extra to the net. Just make sure it gets back into the middle. Nice and easy. Great understanding from Furia.
Hold on, here we go again. 30 seconds. Can Furia pull off another miracle? Kaio, heavy first touch. It's only as far as Monkey Moon, who has refound his form in this day. Extra, back in, doesn't cleanly win the challenge. It's back to Yan. Seiko takes over.
That was a great beat by Yan. The pressure's going to continue off the back of that one. Card gets the pass, last man, and then
they do it again.
Oh, you just won't go away, will you? Huge shot to tie things up. I don't know what to expect here with 5 seconds. It can't be a kickoff goal, right? No way.
Well, you think surely not, but the way Furia have been playing, it looks scripted today. Everything's got in their favor. Kaio's kept this up now. Monkey Moon going to return the favor. It's BDS get the ball into the half.
Card pops the ball up high. Is this No! We have overtime.
Close call for BDS, and that's a great kickoff for Card. It's a race against extra, and he just it down. Yank's getting out of the way. Kaio can't hit it cleanly. Almost getting the bump. Huge try from Furia. BDS dodge a bullet.
The speed from Furia has definitely elevated. They're starting to completely beat BDS to the ball, especially Yan in that final third. He's flying in from awkward angles. BDS have no counter.
Now, BDS's turn to try and put the press forward. Card, look at the positioning of Furia. They believe in one another. Monkey Moon had to believe he'd be fine. Now it's a scramble back. Card plays it to his own corner. Extra whips the ball around. Here comes the next one, but Extra on his way back. Team BDS now up against it.
This is where Furia have got to be careful. They're definitely pressing here. They can sense blood in the water. They're really trying to press for that goal while they've got momentum. Almost left themselves open for the counter moments ago.
Kaio up against Extra. Not a position that you want to find yourself in. Extra tends to win those. Now Seiko transitions. Yan up against him. But Monkey, what a stop!
Still BDS piling on the pressure. Yan now with the breakaway. Great demo on the recovery by BDS. Again, stopping that pressure play. Hold on. Long shot looks pretty good. Yan's there for it.
Monkey Moon off the backboard. Card gets rid. Only as far as Seiko. Monkey Moon leaves it for Extra. This is still BDS's opportunity. Back to the side. Kaio will look to try and transition away.
Oh, big chance as well. Yanks is waiting.
Oh, my.
They realize there's that bump, and Seiko knows he's got to cover the distance, and now you got to buy a lot of time here if you're Card. BDS bearing down on you. Oh, they missed! Oh, everyone missed this!
And Team BDS are going to try and place defensively. Seiko saw the chance, but he knows he can't dive in and not score it. That would have been furious afterwards. Now, it goes to Austin! Kaio leaves it out! Monkey Moon off the backboard! But Yan calms it down, only temporarily. Brave Dickies Arena, we're going again!
Both teams look like a solid triple threat at the moment. Ever since Gamers 8, Furia have been on fire with all of their players. And it's Extra from BDS who's elevated, helping out Seiko and Monkey Moon with the heavy lifting. If this game one is any indication of what this series is going to have in store, we might be in for another Worldie.
Gotta love BDS's clear game at the moment in this overtime. Seiko wants it himself. Cleared away by Card, but they're getting a lot of distance back when they kind of get pushed back onto their own side, and that's an excellent credit to them.
Fury have been stuck here for a while now. Up to Card to prevent that, to get it away, to give Furia their opportunity. Monkey Moon back in field. That's only as far as Kaio. Can't get a second touch. Kaio ran out of boost. And now Monkey Moon pops it up. He's just going to keep that pressure going. Infield might be the option here.
Ooh.
Instead, Seiko. Backward.
Ooh.
No! God! And it is over!
What? And just like that, Furia come back and win game one. BDS overextend. The rotation falls to pieces. They weren't even close to having a third man back for that one.
Wow. What a start. That's one game. And that's what, 9, 14, 17 shots for BDS. And you end up losing. That's pretty bonkers.
Johnny, you said it. That was game one.
Yeah, I could
Potentially 6 more to go.
do with a few more of those, but
I don't know if I can handle 4 of those, mate. Now we look over to BDS. We know Furia have come back from these positions. They got smashed in a few games earlier in this tournament, and they still answer back. They do not make the next game look like the one they previously lost. But for BDS, this is a question that's reasonably unanswered. Can they turn this into a scrap, or is Yan and the rest of Furia too much? I don't know why I'm wearing the jacket. Like, let's get this out of the way.
It's a warm one. I don't blame you.
it's a defensive stand there from Furia. They're really under pressure early on. They survived. They fought back into the series, and boy, did they take their chances. Card with 5 seconds left and an equalizer. Don't forget that after the long overtime, just how close it was to the end of the game before they tied it once again. I mean, they've just had such confidence in those closing seconds, whereas previously during RLCS, they were not able to put those plays together. In overtime, Jan's clear was unbelievable. Here he comes again. Extra is going to have him covered. Fury are definitely all here to play.
You know, it's only just now I've realized how short a minute is. That did not feel like enough to recover. If we're feeling like that, imagine what it's like to be BDS. They are the ones that need to answer back. After all that pressure, game one went away from them. Extra, who played really well, doesn't have a win next to that.
They're going to be frustrated, to be sure, but I think they know Furia's game plan, because at the start of game one, it was all, okay, try and beat them straight through the challenge, and they were just getting outpaced by BDS, and as that went on, okay, now just go sideways with it and really make them work for it, and now they're pressing hard. Card can't quite squeeze it in. Seiko will clear it out to safety.
These reads on these tight rebounds from Fury are phenomenal. At the other end of the field, I'm not sure I'm a fan of how BDS are committing to 50-50s that look at best like 50-50s. They don't even look like they've got a chance of getting wins on the races to the ball when they're up close and personal with Furia's net.
It's a lesson that Moist had to learn. The opening 2 games, a lot of goals looked like that last one. Furia bait you in. They win the challenge and they win it big, and they catch you.
This is from a region that were never known for their defense. As soon as South America came into RLCS in Season 7, the offense really surprised and impressed everyone around the world. Now the defense is right up there with the best in the world. They actually had to stand up to so much pressure from BDS. They did so. They haven't let the offense fall off in the slightest.
Here is Seiko. Didn't do too much with it. Instead, it's Monkey Moon, who knows he has to play early because Card, if he stays still, will definitely wipe him off the field.
They have been getting quite physical. They are trying to open space. Great save from Extra on the net, but that's definitely been the Furia game plan. Try and remove somebody, open up a gap somewhere, make them work extra.
Well, it's very typical, isn't it, where you learn how you're supposed to play. Oh, wait a minute, Card!
Oh! What a fake.
And I think Seiko's posture says it all there. He leans back, puts his hand to his head. They are just getting outplayed at the moment. They do not have an answer. And it's not the Yan 1v3 that we saw back at the London Major. We know that they need to all show up like they did at Gamers 8 if they're going to go the distance here, if they're going to beat BDS. But that is exactly what's happening. Card strikes again.
It's funny you say that, you kind of just shake your head and say you don't have an answer, because that's exactly what NRG looked like when they played BDS at Stockholm. Just had no idea how to stop them from hitting amazing play after amazing play.
BDS needs to switch it back on. Game 1, the first half of it was clean. It was a BDS game. Now they might get a way back into it, but Monkey Moon a little bit too far back.
They compare the way the two teams are reading their teammates. BDS not on the same page there. Meanwhile, Furia, perfect predictions, perfect communication in attack. Monkey Moon trying the downward double. It is defended by Furia. Card somehow up in the air near the ball here. These positions, even though Furia are low on boost, they seem to be playing exceptionally well.
Oh, there's a shot. Kaio keeps it out. That's a good point that you make as well, because Team BDS, it was a late season roster move that they went for.
It was.
They put a lot on the idea that they could figure it out incredibly quickly, because when Sega was brought over, it was a, you either win World Championship or this is a bust sort of move. Furia want it to be a bust. They want their spot in the grand final achieved.
Absolutely. But BDS definitely at a pretty decent position here, especially with 2 challenges over the top. Extra, you just got to beat one guy to make something happen.
Talking about veterans a lot this weekend. One's already in the final. In fact, 2 with Chicago definitely reaching veteran status these days. How about Card and Kaio as well? So many LANs for Card. He's made every single international LAN that Brazil have been a part of. Kaio, he's put the Great One in his name, and he is literally the Great One. He's the first player from this region to put his country on the map. And he's still going to this day, and it's not a player, he's not a player who's hanging on to relevancy. He is fighting mechanically with everybody that they get put up against.
Oh, that's awkward, but for everybody except Yan. Yan just takes control of the ball, shrugs his shoulders, and takes it to the opposite side of the field. Extra now, 30 seconds for Team BDS to put something together. Powers the ball. That might have caught them out. Maybe not then. Furia still ice cold. Off the backboard. Furia have just got everybody back at the moment. Daring BDS. Come on, see if you can beat us. And BDS have not been able to do so.
Unlike game 1, BDS have to overcommit here. There's no other option. They've just got to go for it. They've failed to score for the entirety of game number 2 up until now.
Off the backboard. Kaio wants to see the ball to the floor. Furia on the verge of 2 games up. But Extra now with it. Monkey Moon behind him. Seiko on the chase. Monkey Moon, he's going to have to watch that one go skying over the top of him. Extra pops it up for Monkey Moon. Keeps it alive.
The BDS are doing a great job keeping it up, but it's so difficult to make progress. Now they've got some, but Jan's there. Drops it down, it's bounced upwards though. Still, Furia's ball. Jan's looking for the ground, and that's so smart by Card. He knew BDS were going to get there. He doesn't let them, and he takes Furia into a 2-0 lead. They came back in game 1. They led throughout in game 2.
Much closer contest in game 2 in terms of overall pressure. Shot opportunities much more at a premium, but at the same time, it really was the battle of catch the long clear, make sure you don't make a mistake. And it really was just the single outplay from Fury as the difference maker there in game 2.
In all of these sort of series, Johnny, there's a moment that you look back to and say, that was the moment.
Yeah.
And for a lot of time, it comes late in a series.
Yeah.
Did this come early?
Oh, I think
Maybe
so.
in game 1. Did BDS get broken at that moment? We will find out. BDS, they've got the glue out. They're going to try and fix whatever it is. Timeout has been called.
That's not something we expected. Like you mentioned, that moment, 5 seconds to go in game number 1. Card had to 1v2 BDS in you know, a massive pressure situation. He didn't really have immediate backup there. He had to go himself, but he just calmly passed to himself off that back wall, slammed the shot, true and on target. Now, if Furia can continue to play like this, BDS are going to need to ascend to form we have not seen from them on a LAN setting. They've been brilliant online. They've been dominant online, but on a LAN setting, even at this tournament, I think we've yet to see them take it to a world's contender who are also on form. They 4-0'd V1. That was definitely an off day for V1. I didn't see a lot of beast mode in that series. We're seeing a lot of Card, we're seeing a lot of Kaio, we're seeing a lot of Yan. All three of them are showing up big here. And of course, we've got the fourth man as well. The crowd heavily in favor of Furia. It's awesome to see in North America going for their fellow American on the other side of the hemisphere.
Want the opportunity to make history, and they're playing for it. But you spelled it out earlier in the series, Johnny, and then again right there, you said you've seen a lot of Card, you've seen a lot of Kaio, you've seen a lot of Yanks. All three of them.
Yeah.
And you mentioned it after that first game. The follow-up reads from Furia, absolutely on the money. Definitely playing as a team. They know what's about to happen. BDS is playing reactively.
Sorry, can we just point out there that in the most high-pressure situation ever, Furia used the timeout to change the music.
That's what Yan does. He's just blasting his music. He's vibing out. I've heard from his teammates that sometimes during practice, he just completely mutes the communications and turns his music up full blast. And they just practice as a team without comms. This is what they're used to. They're just trying to get into that flow state by making things as familiar as possible to their practice, to their online success, and now to their LAN success as well.
Well, we don't know what he's playing, but his gameplay has been heavy metal. Furia 2 up. BDS took the timeout. Now to find if they can get back into this. Because Furia were the team. Oh, wait a minute! Extra! Whoa! None of it went in! Furia now in the breakaway. When the game gets chaotic, this is where Furia tend to shine. But for BDS, this needs to look clean. This needs to look almost boring in a bit of a way. This needs to be military with precision. Off the back of 1-0.
As for precision, you shall receive. Look at this cut from Seiko right above Kaio and off to the shoulder, and then again dotting it over the back shoulder where they can't actually adjust to make the touch. They found the small gaps and turned it in.
Yeah, it looked like Kaio had a couple of wheels off the wall there, and he might have tried to jump, flip by mistake. He was trying to probably follow that ball, get a blocking touch on it whenever the shot arrived. You gotta be so careful. Keep all four wheels on the wall, otherwise you cannot get that second jump. You can't get that dodge. You've got to pick one. You can jump or dodge. You can't do both.
Off the backboard. In comes Card. Decides to go early. Trying to check whether or not Seiko was going off muscle memory or actually playing what was in front of him. This is the World Championship semi-finals. Here is Monkey Moon. Oh, he's left it.
Wow.
2v2 now, Yan and Kaio. And they've got past the first. But the ball got away. Couldn't force the challenge on the line.
That's a rare sight. Monkey Moon completely airing his shot. He went up for the ball, totally missed. And, you know, we see a bunch of fake aerials these days by all the top teams. That wasn't a fake aerial. There's no reason to miss that. That just conceded possession again. So he was absolutely going for the ball there. Missed it. Card went for the bump. He's actually on goal. Oh, my goodness. Well, it's falling apart for Furia. Pretty sure Card had ball cam off there. He probably doesn't even know where the ball is. Yeah, he's trying to demo Monkey Moon. And he hits the ball into his own net.
And of course, the player in the midfield expecting the demo to not happen and for that touch to come through. Instead, the guy just trying to hit the ball just completely whiffs and free own goal.
Maybe Furia knows something we don't. Maybe they know that a 2-goal lead is more dangerous than a 1-goal lead. Certainly looking at this right now, and I don't think there's a single BDS fan thinking, okay, we got this one.
Yeah, not enough drama. Furia thinking that 1-0 in Aqueduct is pretty boring. Let's just go 2 down again. See if we can get another one of those comebacks.
Done some of their best work down to so far.
Realistically, I don't think BDS have solved the problem. I think they've had a couple of goals here. You know, one of them, fair enough, BDS pressured well. The other one, bit of a random goal that Furia didn't really have much to play in. Now Seiko, that's much better! Well, with authority this time. Double taps in a third.
Authority is the right word. Card asked to come up with another tough clear over the shoulder off the backboard. Finally coming up empty, and Seiko more than happy to collect on that one. That very likely this
good bump.
They're in time. Will make game 3 quite likely out of reach, even with 2 minutes on the clock. I mean,
you're braver than I am, Richie.
I am. BDS, this is a comfortable lead. Now you can say, okay, we're in good shape. And if you get this one stolen away from you, well, Might as well just hand them the spot in the grand final.
BDS, and I'm going to say this despite knowing what happened in game one, this is where they are supposed to do their best work. In theory, they are a brilliant team at slowing the game down and getting their best positioning going and just capitalizing, because you're the one that has to overcommit, you're the one that has to overextend, and they are the best team out there at knowing exactly that, which makes that previous game all the more baffling.
That's what they were so good at for so long during the entirety of the season. I mean, they played from ahead so often, got so comfortable controlling a game, buying time, forcing people to make the perfect play to beat.
Okay.
Turn in 4.
Well, you know, earlier I said I don't think they solved the problem at 2-0. But this is really getting impressive now for BDS. Extra down to Monkey Moon. Gorgeous approach in the back post, impossible to react to from Furia's POV. BDS put 4 in. Now the first 2 are a bit messy. Second 2, clean as you like.
Oh, Monkey Moon, number 5. Furia, they might have the ice, but BDS are turning up the heat. 5-0. This one is done.
That's just an aggressive kickoff as well. Monkey Moon not shy about shoving there.
Oh, you know me, I love to criticize aggressive kickoffs, but when you're down 4-0, I think fair enough. You know, you've got to try something risky. There's not really a lot going in offense for Furia this game. They've had a few half chances. And they've, you know, just got to try and keep playing their game. I don't think there's any real adjustment needed for Furia here.
He got away from you early.
Yeah, this one really did just run away from him, and I think they're just going to go next. Just play the same again. Maybe try and get a constellation goal, back to momentum going into game 4. BDS though, on the board and not a moment too late.
This is a question that I'm going to pose both to Chiefs first and then to you, Johnny. Given what we've seen, usually we'd see a game like this and say, this changes everything. Given what we've seen from Furia, as there's number 6,
wow,
gives me a little bit more time to get some answers from you. Does this worry you at all for Furia, or are they very much a go next, last game doesn't matter?
Yeah, Johnny said it, go next, especially when you get blown out 6-0. I mean, you're thinking, okay, 0-2, 3 minutes on the clock, can definitely try and make something happen, then you can see it again, and then you just know you have to press even harder. And BDS is a team that's always been able to find a gap if you're just pressing too hard, trying to make something happen against them. That I think they're not too surprised.
Oh, wow.
Another 3 find their way through, as that would have been quite the goal for number 7. But I don't think Furia rates this one too high, because fair enough, and what a save from Kyle.
Yeah, you don't want to concede a 7th here. Then it suddenly becomes meme-worthy. But yeah, I don't think Furia have anything to worry about with the scoreline being this high. One thing that they perhaps do have to worry about is that BDS are starting to get outplays on them. And in game number 2, and especially the end of game number 1, it was Furia completely beating BDS to the ball. This time we saw some clean out plays by BDS. Furia unable to force those 50-50s, which had BDS overextending.
Timeout buff still exists. BDS smash game number 3. They couldn't add their 7th. Can't get too greedy. And the fans slightly mixed about this one. Listen, I don't care how we get that. I'll take another game 7.
A steadying of the ship, to be sure. Return to more of game 1 form. A lot of pressure for BDS. This time they've gotten their way through, but I think Furia is more than happy to say, you know what, you can have it. You can have one every now and again. Because I think you brought it up correctly, John. It's all about after this next game, you're still getting outpaced, and you're like, there's a serious problem.
Yeah, they do need to pay attention to the speed of BDS in second man, even third man positions. With BDS, they do love to position aggressively. They want to get there fast.
Yeah.
But as soon as the ball centers, they're already there. It's not like they're getting there in a bit. They're going to try and be there for it. That's what Furia need to look out for. Look out, where's the second man? Where's the third man? How close are they? Do we need to move off the line and intercept something here? It's the positioning off the ball that Furia will need to really iron out. And early here, because if they lose a couple of goals, 1 goal even early, then that does become a worry. The fact that 6 went in becomes a big problem. BDS are just rolling that momentum from game 3 into game 4.
This technically means Furia got 2 timeouts, because that game was done very early. Had enough time to start talking through what they thought was going wrong. For BDS, what a way to answer back. If they get into this game and score the first goal, oh my goodness, do you start to worry.
Yeah, that's the key, is the first goal, and already BDS have a shot, which Jan will handle pretty easily. But 1 more goal for BDS, panic stations for Furia. 1 more goal for Furia, suddenly that 6-0's not really looking all that bothersome.
Furia really trying to move the ball left and right across the pitch, and finally Card just gonna fling one down the middle, see what happens.
Oh, he might go the whole way.
Whoa!
Monkey Moon had to be so aware of that one. Just don't expect him to get the outplay on everybody like that. Now Cards.
Beautiful.
Faster getting the ball into the corner. He keeps over-delivering as Extra looks to deliver a glorious opportunity for Monkey Moon. Look away, but look at the pressure BDS are putting on.
And this is reminiscent of a Season 7 moment where we had the Prince of South America, flip resetting in his own defensive corner, wowing the world with the brave mechanics, and now it's just another day at the office for Furia. They're flip resetting wherever they want and making it work. It's not the best touch for BDS. Jan's lurking downfield here. Didn't catch Seiko. Boost did get grabbed there by Seiko as well. Right, shut down on the counter attack. Kyle's still sticking around here. Big block. Jan's jumped early here to try and make Monkey Moon panic. I mean, it might look kind of pointless to have him jumping there, but they're really just trying to get BDS worried about what's coming at them. And really no intention to continue flying up for that.
BDS making sure they hold on to their own boost in the corner here, because they know if Furia willing to press, get aggressive, pre-jump something, try and make a big read, get a huge block. All it takes is that boost deal, and suddenly that rotation comes in a little slow. Card on his lonesome here, not able to find any demos. Those would also help.
I'll tell you what, if Card managed to get his car around for the reset, that would have been rocketed. It was in the brilliant position for that. Now they've got Card on the backboard, and Monkey Moon was aware. Monkey Moon has had to have such situational awareness. He's got everybody left, right behind him. Now he might get caught in. Instead, Extra has that covered. Monkey Moon showing what BDS, what the orange side of the field looks like. Is it going to be a temporary stop, or is this their opportunity to get a goal? Whoa. That is actually in a good position for Extra.
Oh!
Goes in.
What a finish by Extra. Decision making.
Wow.
Has been exceptional for BDS here. Jan's right there in front of the play. Extra just goes for placement, bounces it in underneath him. Understanding that power doesn't really matter too much here.
He had to dive. Everybody on Furia was stuck in that corner, and they didn't think that there was any way BDS was going to win a challenge against two of their members, and then it just pinches over everybody's shoulder. As that might be two.
Oh!
And Extra collects another one, and now you kind of scratch your head. Okay, fine, you got one that we weren't ready for. This one we probably should have been, and you still found the back.
This is starting to get very, very awkward for Furia. They came into this game, they look good, but they didn't get anything for it, and it's now just us resuming Game 3. BDS have taken over the server. Kaio off the sidewall, Seiko's already there to it. Furia need to turn this into something. They need to switch up, because BDS know every move they are about to make.
Yep. They're fixing a lot of their problems. They're starting to really read each other well. No more double commits. At the start of Game 3, we saw one. Since then, it's been great cohesion from BDS. Starting to not only read each other very well, but also get a solid read on what Furia are trying to do.
And here comes that big, deep rotation all the way back for BDS. They know there's no reason to force anything at this point. Under 2 minutes, and that pop the ball long, try and force an air dribble, that's not going to get anything done against them. Going to have to try and get those sharp cut passes into the middle of the field if you want to throw off the scent for BDS.
And they're still pressing, they're still pressuring Furia, but now they're not overextending while doing it. That's a decent shot, but easily saved for Seiko. And look at the follow-up by Extra. Immediate. Hard's going to be there. Just manages to sneak the boost grab. BDS are starting to play off each other so well, and they're not relying too much on big wins. They're just getting small wins here, small wins there, just grinding out goals, grinding out possession plays. You know, the lack of all-in maneuvers like we saw earlier on in the series is definitely more favorable for them.
Less than a minute now. Furia outpaced. Maybe outplayed at this moment in time. Is Extra just gonna weigh every moment is torturous for Furia right now. Just can't get any control. If they can get a goal very soon, this arena will erupt. And then you start to favor them. Card, reset. Only past Seiko, but what are you supposed to do? BDS are lining up at the moment. Their boost control is immaculate. Over the top, another attempt fizzles out.
It's so impressive again from BDS, just reading that last play, last touch, failing to get past. Now one more chance, but it's a routine save for Monkey Moon. You know, that's close to the net. Game tell you it's epic. You're not going to stop that one though. Infield pass proves to be the way to end Furia's goal drought.
You need those sharp passes in towards the middle. It's the only way you're going to be there, and you're going to have to pre-jump them because they know that something like that's coming. 10 seconds, what do you got?
Let's find out. Kaio, oh, Jan's actually going forward. Seiko managed to bump him. Kaio back in. He keeps the ball up. And that's something Furia are going to have to do from here on out.
Oh!
It's not far enough. BDS have got us back to 2 each.
Just managed to get away from a terrifying 0-second play there, BDS. Not far off the curve.
Very quickly here, Johnny.
What's that?
I'm going to look towards both of you. Timeout, yes or no?
I think, yeah.
Chiefs, timeout, yes or no?
Well, it doesn't matter, yes.
The answer is yes.
You could have cheated there. You're informed by our overhearing, all-seeing eye, the producer in her ear, just moments before you could respond. The answer is yes, they have called a timeout. So Furia, not too much surprise there. 2 pretty poor games in a row. If nothing else, they just want to end this streak the BDS are on.
Yeah, I think that's probably most of it. Again, I'm not too sure there's too much to really change because if I think about the difference in this game, it's that one pinch goal out of the corner where they're kind of like, that one kind of just came out of nowhere and kind of put them on a back foot a lot earlier than they would have liked. They just weren't ready. They finally couldn't account for some outcome and they had to work their way back, and BDS able to just push another one in there, and Furia, we already talked about it in the previous game. Once BDS gets up early, then they just camp out, and it becomes infinitely more difficult to break them down when they don't have to score.
But that's always been BDS's thing.
Yes.
The last game notwithstanding, they are not known for ramping the score up. They are not known for big 5-0 wins. They're known for 1-0s, 2-0s, keeping you not scoring. That has always been the BDS DNA. What they want to get 4-0 in is in series score, and something that they usually do incredibly well.
And that's why I was so surprised to see so many, big commitments just for 50-50s in games 1 and 2. Some teams like to do that. There are teams in this tournament who make that strategy work. It's not something BDS really go for. They usually lean more on just outplays and little feints and fakes and suppressing maneuvers. But at the start of the series, they just went for it. They tried to just obliterate Furia with mechanics, and I don't think that's the game plan for anyone in the world, but they've adjusted, they brought it back, now we're at 2-2.
Feel that natural inclination, you feel the heat that Furia comes at you with, and you feel this desire to try and match it. And it was the right move, call a timeout, say, hey, we don't have to try and play that game, let them bring us the ball.
Remember, there's 2 teams who have been to Game 7 today. The Furia one is certainly more memorable, more recent, but BDS also taking a Game 7 win.
Both timeouts used. Whatever you've got is what you're taking for the rest of the series. Game 5 underway. Wasteland is our location. BDS and Furia gonna trade blows to see who is taking on G2 in our grand finals. BDS looking to just resume what they had previously. Extra leaves it for Monkey Moon. Shut down by Kaio.
Key shut down as well. That mind game was convincing. Furia know they've got to send someone to the ball at all times. BDS have been following up quickly when it does drop down in the middle.
Oh, he's got it!
It worked! Oh! He hit the bump. I was just about to say, it's these type of plays that aren't working and they turn it in.
We didn't know. The camera never saw him. But Monkey Moon saw him. Monkey Moon saw a lot of him.
Now, when we're watching with the spectator camera here, of course, we've got eyes on the ball pretty much at all times, but Kyle there is certainly turning off ball cam, heat-seeking Monkey Moon, trying to land on him as quickly as possible.
Massive for Furia. BDS were just grinding the series away from them. Now Furia are turning this more in their favor, Achieves.
They're gonna do what they do best at this point. They're up 1, Yanks just misses one under the bar. And Monkey Moon, you gotta buy time, and now for Furia, honestly, you don't really try and run up the score here. Just make sure you don't make a mistake, and that's a massive demo in the midfield with that missed clear.
Yeah, it looked like Jan was trying to really boom that, but got on the wrong side of it. lost a bunch of power, which is so rare to see for either one of these teams. Doesn't look like it's affected his confidence any as he goes past two. Yeah, not much boost left. Infield nonetheless to Kaio. Monkey Moon does well.
Unless that is right at you with no time to react, BDS are going to get to it. But it is Furia who've got control of the ball. That's a bit careless. Yan.
Wow.
Yeah, he will breathe a sigh of relief that was not hit with power.
Big mistake by Furia there. That was a completely open net, but yeah, it looked like a tough angle to really generate a ton of power from.
Can't make those mistakes. Not with this much on the line. Yan. Up against Monkey Moon. Back into the midfield. BDS prodding, probing. Are they scoring? Extra does it!
They thought that they were going to have a little bit of space to work with here with Furia, but Seiko throws them all for a loop, goes back into the corner, and Monkey Moon forcing Kaio to play that challenge a bit more awkwardly in case he got bumped, ended up missing contact. Extra kind of just tracing the play across the boxes. Cool, it got there. Let's turn it in.
Oh, fake kickoff. And actually it was well read there from BDS. They did not make it all that easy to play. Clear.
Oh, he missed.
Oh, yeah, that's not the hit. You're going to have to follow yourself.
Yeah, still a decent result there from Furia with the fake kickoff. I love that they're doing something differently here. And now panic flip from Card. Starting to get a bit nervous here. Furia, again, failing to make contact with the ball. That's much better. You know, they're following up their mistakes with pretty big plays. BDS have definitely put the pressure on Furia here. You see it starting to take its toll.
Furia are more on the blue side of the field than Team BDS are sometimes. You didn't have the card colors, you really wouldn't know. Monkey Moon wants to go by himself. He's got it past one. Yan, we're looking for card. Not going to happen. BDS keeping it up. How important was that? Card intercepts, booms the ball.
Oh my!
And he got him!
Oh!
Now Card puts up the side. How close can you get?
Oh, and they might get caught back the other way, but Extra, I think he mistouched it. Yeah, it's out into the corner. And BDS, what a save to dodge a bullet.
Oh, wow, mind game by Card. Huge hit to the back wall as well. This time the follow-up is there, but it's off target.
This has not been the cleanest game of Rocket League you will ever see. But for these players, it might be the most important.
Okay.
Those misses might come back to haunt Furia. Demo? Is anybody else left around for BDS? No, they have to cycle back. Extra, only as far as Yan, who takes his time, brings Extra in. Seiko, oh, we can keep that one going. Off the backboard, and Seiko got it. Oh, Yan, that is set up so well for him as he powers the ball to the opposite side of the field.
The BDS still lurking at that halfway line, but that's not the drop down pass they wanted. Extra has to close down a shot from Kaio. Just over a minute to go. Now just under a minute to go. Furia fighting for the midfield. They don't want to be stuck in net. They don't want to be stuck in their box. The BDS circling them.
Double match point on the line. Card with the ball, had to win the challenge as Furia was still rotating back. You see Kaio finally is there. Yan, only as far as Seiko.
Oh!
Monkey Moon!
Oh! Monkey Moon slots it in the top corner. Kaio with an awkward back wall read. Didn't get the contact that he wanted. What placement by Monkey Moon. That is the absolute limit of what's going to bounce into the net.
The absolute limit is right. Oh, what do you do if you're Furia? 37, you got a little time to work here, a couple possessions.
I really like the kickoff as well that Furia went for, but unfortunately for them, Monkey Moon read it. He also got a bump on Yan as he was trying to play it. BDS, 20 seconds to hold on. They might even add another one here. No, BDS are not going to send two for that one because they're up against Yan the man, and you know you need the team to stop him.
And what a play by Monkey Moon, just identifying the threat there, staying on the ball. There's still more threats coming in again. It's Monkey Moon. Shuts it down. Kaio with a heavy touch. It's Seiko to intercept. No time for Furia. They need something, but they're not going to get it. Third game in a row for BDS.
They don't just respect the script, do they? BDS. It's all about them. And why not? They know that they were the team that dominated. When we had to go quiet, when we went online, BDS were the kings of Rocket League. And as far as they're concerned, this moment belongs to them. They were the one that waited for this, no one else.
It's a test of consistency for BDS, one that they have always passed, until you finally see a bit of a break in the armor. And finally here, they get to within striking distance of a world championship. 5 more minutes of who knows what Furia is going to throw at you.
Yeah, it was just a couple of plays by Kyle defensively where he, first time, didn't make a play on the ball. Second time, couldn't make a play on the ball. It was too awkward for him. But it's not just the defensive mishaps for Furia. They had chances there. They had real strong opportunities to take the lead. They had shots missing the target. They had shots lacking power. It's really fallen apart here for Furia mechanically. They need to step up. BDS are relentless. They are the consistent force. They've been, I think, right in their own story here. Such a fall off in London. Now, symbolic regain in this series. 2-0 down, now 3 games straight. That is what BDS are doing with this tournament.
The script was given to them, but BDS had some amendments. But Furia now have to win 2 in a row, and they've already done that today. They beat the statistic. They've beat history. Can they beat BDS? That's the question for now, as card is already up. But for the time being, BDS are just too much quicker. Monkey Moon delays. Will he go underneath? It's up to Kaio, who clears the ball to safety.
Almost feels like a slow start here in Game 6. The weight of the situation, card dropping a flip reset. And BDS, they know, come chase us, force Furia to pass the test. And if you want to outplay us, it's gonna be perfect. Shogun, you said it back at the start of the series, it required military precision from BDS to get themselves in it. They have executed. And they ask the same of Furia now.
If it's clean, it's BDS's. If it's anything else, if it's chaotic, it's Furia's. Right now, it's clean. Card, midfield, nobody about for him. Instead, it's just possession handed over to BDS. Now Kaio takes his opportunity. Yan waits for him in the midfield. They're both beat to it, which leaves extra against Card. 3 sets, and Card holds strong.
Yeah, Card just doing the right thing there, playing the ball, just making sure to at least force the outplay, which Extra couldn't get. Furia trying to go even further. They're already further in an RLCS LAN than any South American team has gone before, but they are not satisfied. Anything less than a win. To get one, you're gonna need to go through a BDS who have figured out how to play their game in the semi-final matchup.
Oh. Not shy about getting rid of the ball either. Big block from Kaio. Is there anything in it though?
BDS 3 in a row. Can they make it 4? Monkey Moon has to avoid the hit! He can't do it! Yan is too strong!
I think they got 2 or 3 huge blocks as BDS trying to clear the ball, and finally,
See you later, pal.
see you later is right, the one-on-one, the classic, pop it into the air dribble and bump. Johnny, you left to see it.
Well, for a long time, it was doubted whether 1v1 translated in 3s. If anyone asked you, send them a clip of that. Team plays are pretty nice to have as well, though. In the infield, it's what worked for Furia early on. They are going back to it. They've got to keep mixing up those team plays with the solo plays. Working so far. Still time to go. They lost the lead that they had in Game 5. Can't be careless here. Big chance, but Extra's all over it.
Yan holding the midfield. And all this time in the air, gets Kaio and Card back into position. He doesn't need to score from that. I'm sure he'd love to. But it's all about trading your player for 2 more that are going to be relevant to the upcoming play. Yan again holding it.
Wow.
He's keeping going. This might be the opportunity. He won't get the hit. And Kaio refusing to leave Card by himself. Somebody has to get control of this. Now someone will be Extra.
Yeah, great little defensive mix up there from Kaio, not lunging in. Even a second man faking a challenge. It's going to keep BDS guessing. How about this for an approach? Yes, the very slow shots on target. Still proved to be awkward. It's now doubles on target. It's off the post. And Extra's follow-up is there.
What a pass from Monkey Moon. Steals it in the corner, gets back to the ball, and Card's like, what? How did you even get back to it? Big cross-up, huge equalizer.
What was it that Sizz said after the full major? Why is he there?
That's what you have to ask yourself when you play against players like Monkey Moon. How is he still on that? How has he gotten back to the ball? Talk about getting 1 for 2s. Well, that's what makes BDS so dangerous. When Extra's playing like this, we've got teams full of players who can get 2 for 1.
Oh,
that's open! Extra! Silences the World Championship crowd. And could that be the winner that sends BDS to the final?
They don't even react. They put in a game winner to potentially clinch a grand final. They go, okay, everyone sit down. We have a kickoff to win. Just dialed in to a T. Cannot phase them.
You hear that? That's the sound of BDS winning. Silence in Dickie's arena. Can Furia turn that into rapture? 1 minute. 1 goal! Furia have got to go for it! Right now, though, they are in a defensive position. Brilliant fake challenge. Extra has controlled everything!
Whoa! Unbelievable. To have the wherewithal to just fake the challenge and completely dispossess Furia's offense. And now Kyle with the bravery, mind game at his own goal line, but now it's Monkey Moon!
They miss a boost pad in the corner. BDS spots the error, jumps all over it. Doesn't matter that they saved the first few. They've got so many people.
Physical play as well by Seiko. There was no way that Furia could get back to that. They're in a world of trouble now. 39 seconds to go.
Let's see where they've got the kickoff. Seiko, it's going to be his own opportunity. Furia, not getting it. BDS! This is their time!
And even still, you can see Extra just goes, okay, let's go. Doesn't matter, they're up 3 now, and they're still like, we're not done yet. Never count them out, it's amazing.
It's unreal what BDS have just done. We had a lot of questions about this team coming off the most recent LAN just a month ago. And they have answered all of them. When they've led, they've stayed ahead, destroying V1 to make playoffs. And now that they're in playoffs, they've taken a Game 7, and they have won 4 straight games against Furia with multiple regains. The comeback is on. BDS are on a collision course with G2.
One of the greatest timeouts ever called. BDS demolish Furia. Ladies and gentlemen, your grand finals, G2 BDS.
It was Queso in LA, it's BDS in Texas. They get Europe to a 4th consecutive LAN final this season. They don't miss out on any, and look at the elation from BDS. I think they even started to doubt themselves at times after they struggled again and again. But they have figured out a way to climb to new heights. What a dominant performance. 4 straight games against a Furia who just took down Moist. That's the statement win.
And the vindication to make the roster swap. Everyone goes, I don't know about that. Well, who cares what you said? We're in the World Championship final. What a show from BDS. Hugs all around for Furia. A valiant effort, a brilliant display.
Yeah, what a team. What a legendary team on your screen right now. Winning the hearts of the crowd here with what perhaps might be the best Rocket League series of all time earlier on in the day against Moist. They gave it their best shot against BDS. It wasn't enough, but they are not done. Their grind continues. They are satisfied with nothing less than #1, and they just keep on improving event by event. We cannot wait to see what happens next for them.
For those of you at home that stick around, watch South America, maybe you watch North America, broadcast ends, and you stick around, you watch these players. This moment is yours just as much as everybody else's. Furia did themselves so incredibly proud. Took down the club yesterday. Annihilated Moist in Game 7. But unfortunately, their run ends here. When we came into this series, Johnny and Jeeves, I said that the script for BDS was to be thrown in the bin. BDS reached back into that bin and they pulled out good old faithful Europe versus North America. One more time.
Would you ever doubt it? It had.
I really doubted it. I'm not gonna lie, I really doubted it.
No, Furia did make me doubt that we would have a European team in the final here. Really, I think that team, Furia could have won this. It just wasn't their matchup here. They couldn't figure out BDS. So you can see that clearly after that timeout, BDS knew exactly what to do. They knew the adjustment. We're overcommitting. We're giving them a bit too much space. Let's just stop doing that. Let's just play better. And then Furia had no adjustment to counter BDS. And it's the problem that teams have had with BDS. How do you counter them when they're playing their game?
Well, let's round out our semifinals. Orb is on the stage.
Dickies Arena, please give it up one more time. We have a grand final at our hands, and BDS is getting the final spot there. Now, listen, we've talked a lot about timeouts, what's being said during timeouts, but really, what was being said during this timeout, because it was looking rough, a timeout happened, and then it was a stomp. What's going on?
I mean, a magician don't give his trick, right? I guess.
That's right. Don't give away your secrets. I mean, how do you kind of reset after that, right? After the 0-2 start, what do you do to kind of get back in the swing of things?
I mean, on a more serious note, I've set them to calm down because I saw the level of the two teams, and like Furia is a really insane team, but we know we are as well. So I said this best of 7 is just like a marathon, not a sprint. So they are up 2-0, okay, but the 2-0 could have been for us. It could have been 1-1. Like the game were really close, in our opinion. So we kind of knew that we could have made it like 4-2 easily. So it was like 0-0 in our mind. And it's what I said in timeout. I just said them to relax, just forget about the past, just don't think about the future and stay in the present moment, kind of.
Now, we are a little bit short on time. I know you guys want to rest up a little bit before the actual final. But do you have anything to say here for Furia and their efforts here?
They are an insane team. They made their region proud, for sure. And I'm really proud of them as well. This series could have been in favor of them as well. I could have seen them winning it, and they will be like a top contender for sure for next year. They are really good.
Absolutely. Dickies Arena, give it up for BDS, making it to the final. We're going to take a little break, let the players rest up, and we got G2 versus BDS coming up. You don't want to miss this one. Stick around.